Welcome to the Biblical Perspectives for Leadership podcast, where timeless biblical truths meet modern leadership. We are thrilled to have you join us on this journey of exploring how biblical principles can guide us in leading with wisdom, integrity, and purpose. Whether you're leading in the church, your workplace, or your community, this podcast is designed to inspire, challenge, and equip you for the road ahead. Let's dive into today's conversation and discover how Scripture shapes the way we lead.
Welcome back to Biblical Perspectives for Leadership.
It's great to be diving into another text with you.
Today, we're exploring, one of the most famous stories, really, David and Goliath. We're drawing from the material, David and Goliath, a study in faith and courage.
A classic underdog story on the surface, but wow, so much depth when you look closer.
Exactly. And our mission here really is to pull out those crucial leadership principles, the insights that aren't just, ancient history.
Right, they're incredibly relevant to the challenges, the opportunities you face every day.
Think of this deep dive as a shortcut, maybe, to understanding courage, conviction, trust, all packed into this one powerful narrative from 1 Samuel chapter 17.
Couldn't agree more. It's a story that resonates because the themes are timeless. So let's get into it. The 1 Samuel chapter 17, starting right at verse 1.
Okay, so setting the stage. We're in the Valley of Elah. Picture this. The Israelite army on one hill.
And the Philistines on the opposite hill. That valley stretching out between them. A real standoff.
Yeah, a tense one. You can almost feel the tension described in 1 Samuel chapter 17, verse 1 through 11.
And then out steps the Philistine champion, Goliath, from Gath.
And the description is just staggering, over 9 feet tall.
Yeah, enormous. Clad in this incredibly heavy bronze armor, carrying a spear like a weaver's beam. I mean, he's designed to intimidate.
He's more than just a soldier, isn't he? He's a symbol.
Absolutely. A symbol of overwhelming power, brute strength, everything that seems impossible to face. Pure fear factor.
And his challenge, it wasn't just a one-off thing.
No, for 40 days, according to 1 Samuel chapter 17, verse 16, morning and evening. He comes down and just taunts them.
Issues that challenge in verses 8 through 10. Send out your man. If I win, you serve us. If he wins, we serve you. Winner takes all.
Imagine the psychological pressure of that day after day.
And Israel's reaction, 1 Samuel chapter 17, verse 11, tells us pretty clearly.
Dismayed and greatly afraid. Not just the soldiers, but King Saul, too. They were paralyzed.
Which really highlights that first big leadership point, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Fear magnifies the enemy.
It really does. It paralyzes purpose. It stops you in your tracks.
So the question for you, listening right now, when you face something that feels like a giant, a huge project, a crisis, whatever it is, how do you react?
Do you let that fear just take over, freeze you up?
Or do you find another way to look at it? That's the challenge, isn't it?
And that other way comes walking onto the scene next. David.
Right. Starting around 1 Samuel chapter 17, verse 12, the story shifts gear here.
And David's introduction is so ordinary.
Totally. We learn in verses 12 through 15, he's the youngest of Jesse's 8 sons from Bethlehem, just a shepherd.
Yeah, he tended sheep. Okay, he played the harp for Saul sometimes, but mostly he was out in the fields.
And his arrival at the battle, it's not some grand entrance.
Not at all. His dad sends him. 1 Samuel chapter 17, verses 17 and 18. Take this food to your brothers. See how they're doing.
Just an errand boy, basically. He shows up right as Goliath is doing his usual morning taunt. Perfect timing, but totally unplanned by him.
Which is fascinating, right? This idea that God often positions us for these, divine assignments in the most ordinary ways.
Yeah, that's a key principle. Your preparation for the big moments often happens when you're just doing the mundane stuff.
You're developing skills, character, maybe resilience, without even realizing it's prep work.
Then suddenly, you're there, facing the challenge, and the groundwork's been laid.
And David's reaction from 1 Samuel chapter 17, verse 23 onwards is where things get really different.
He hears Goliath, sees the fear everywhere else, but his response is something else entirely.
He hears about the rewards Saul's offering, sure, but what really gets him, according to verse 26, is the insult.
Right. He asks, who is this uncircumcised Philistine that he should defy the armies of the living God? His focus is totally different.
He's not seeing the 9-foot giant first. He's seeing the blasphemy, the challenge to God's honor.
Which naturally causes some friction, even with his own family.
Oh, yeah. His oldest brother, Eliab, in verse 28, basically tells him off, accuses him of being arrogant, tells him to get back to his sheep.
But David's reply is sharp, isn't it? Is there not a cause? He sees something bigger at stake.
He sees purpose, a reason worth fighting for beyond just, the physical danger.
And that conviction carries him forward. He ends up volunteering, getting brought before Saul around verse 31.
And listen to his confidence. He tells Saul, look, I've handled lions, I've handled bears, protecting my father's sheep.
He's got a track record, albeit an unconventional one for a soldier. He's proven his courage and skill in his field.
And then comes that amazing declaration of trust in 1 Samuel chapter 17, verse 37.
The Lord who delivered me will deliver me from this Philistine.
See, his faith is locked onto God's power, God's past faithfulness, not the size of the giant in front of him.
Okay, let's really unpack this for a minute. How does that apply to us, to you?
Do we tend to just fixate on how big the problem is, how impossible it seems?
Or do we, like David, consciously recall past victories, times we've seen breakthroughs, and lean into that source of strength?
It's not about denying the problem's size. David knew Goliath was huge.
Right. It's about placing God's power, or maybe your proven resilience, whatever your anchor is, above the problem, a perspective shift.
And that mindset directly influences his preparation, which is just brilliant. 1 Samuel chapter 17, verses 38 to 40.
Saul means well, tries to give David his own royal armor, the proper gear.
But David tries it on, and it just doesn't work. It's heavy, unfamiliar, it hinders him. Verse 39 says, he told Saul, I cannot go in these, for I have not tested them.
So he takes it off, makes this practical, independent call. I can't fight your way.
Exactly. Such a powerful lesson there. Instead of conforming, he chooses what he knows.
What he's mastered. 5 smooth stones from the stream and his sling.
Tools proven in his own experience protecting the sheep. He's using his unique gifts, his experience, not trying to be Saul Jr.
So here's the question for us, isn't it? When do we try to put on someone else's armor?
Oh, that's good. Do we adopt strategies that don't fit us? Try to lead like someone else because they were successful?
Even when it feels totally unnatural. David reminds us, victory often comes through your own unique equipping, your authentic self.
Leverage what you've actually got, what you've actually lived.
And that authenticity is front and center in the confrontation itself. 1 Samuel chapter 17, verse 41 onwards.
Predictably, Goliath is just full of contempt. Verses 42 to 44, he scoffs at David. Am I a dog that you come to me with sticks?
Curses him by his gods. He sees a kid, basically. No threat at all. Relying purely on intimidation.
But David's reply, verses 45 to 47. Wow, it's a game changer.
He says, you come to me with a sword and a spear, but I come to you in the name of the Lord of hosts.
The God of the armies of Israel, whom you have defied. He reframes the whole thing.
The battle is the Lord's. It's not just David versus Goliath anymore.
It's God's honor on the line. He's operating from this higher purpose. It changes everything.
And then the action. Verse 49, 1 stone, the sling.
Hits Goliath right in the forehead. And the giant just
falls
face down.
Instantaneous, decisive, utterly unexpected. The mighty warrior felled by a shepherd's tool and unwavering faith.
And David doesn't hesitate. Verse 51, he runs up, grabs Goliath's own sword.
The very symbol of his power.
And finishes the job. Kills him, cuts off his head. Victory sealed. No ambiguity.
It powerfully shows that principle. Courage, rooted in God's honor, in a purpose bigger than yourself, can achieve the impossible.
Right. It's about shifting from what's in it for me to what's the greater purpose here. That unlocks a different kind of strength.
And the impact is immediate and widespread. The aftermath, starting in 1 Samuel chapter 17, verse 52.
The Philistines see Goliath fall. They panic. They run. Verse 52 says they fled.
And the Israelites. Suddenly, their fear is gone. They pursue, they plunder the camp. Total reversal.
David's personal victory sparked a corporate breakthrough. It turned mass fear into collective action.
And David himself, instant national hero. Verse 57, he's brought before Saul holding Goliath's head.
This is also where he meets Jonathan, Saul's son. It sets up the whole next phase of his life, his rise in influence.
His personal courage literally changed his destiny and the nation's immediate future.
It's a perfect illustration of that leadership principle. One person's faithful, courageous act can ignite an entire group, turn fear into triumph.
Okay, so pulling all these threads together, what are the core leadership takeaways, the faith principles we can really grab onto from this story?
Well, first, I'd say, see beyond the giant. Don't just stare at the size of the problem.
Right. Focus on God's promises, your resources, the bigger picture like David did. See beyond the intimidating surface.
Second, be prepared in private for public battles. Those skills David learned shepherding. They were crucial.
Yeah, the mundane stuff you do today, the skills you hone in obscurity, they might be exactly what you need for tomorrow's big challenge. Don't discount that preparation time.
Third, and this one's so practical, don't wear another person's armor.
Use your gifts, your strengths, your experiences. Saul's armor didn't fit David. What works for someone else might hinder you. Be authentic.
Absolutely. Fourth, proclaim God's power before you see the victory.
David declared, "The battle is the Lord's," before the stone flew. Faith speaks first. Act from conviction, not just observation.
And finally, number 5, your victory is for God's glory and others' freedom.
David's win wasn't just personal, it freed Israel. Real leadership victories lift others. They create breakthroughs for the whole team or community. It's bigger than just you.
Such powerful principles packed into one narrative.
An incredible deep dive. It really shows, doesn't it, how this ancient story offers profound lessons on facing fear, on leveraging unique strengths, on the power of faith-fueled conviction.
It challenges us to think differently about the Goliaths we face.
So here's something to reflect on as you go about your week. Consider the giants in your own life, personal, professional, maybe spiritual.
What unconventional tools, what unique skills from your past, what experiences that maybe seemed ordinary at the time
Has your life already equipped you with that you might be overlooking right now in facing those challenges? Something to think about.
Definitely.
We'll be back soon with another deep dive into biblical perspectives for leadership.
Thank you for joining us on the Biblical Perspectives for Leadership podcast. I hope today's insights have encouraged and equipped you to lead with faith, wisdom, and purpose. Remember, the greatest leader of all time taught us that true leadership is about serving others. If you enjoyed this episode and podcast, be sure to subscribe, share it with others, and leave a review. It helps us reach more people with these transformative truths. Until next time, keep leading with grace and walking in purpose.